Hi friends, it's Becky, and I'm going to be making another full set of jewelry today. There are 3 days, including today, left in the month of February, and I'm going to try and do a full set over the next 3 days. I had a super busy day today, and there was a lot going on. So today, I'm going to be using the Stargazing bundle that I got from SilverSilk. Neil, when he went to Tucson, put together some color palettes and some custom SilverSilk chains to go with them. And then you could, pre-purchase them. And when he got back, he put together these little bundles with some beads and gemstones that he got from Tucson, and then the special SilverSilk chain. And he did a whole unboxing, so you can see what's in the other kits as well. But I just got the Stargazing Deluxe kit, and I got the Only the Horses Deluxe kit, which I'm not going to make with today. But then also during his unboxing, he showed the capture chain that he made for the Only the Horses Standard kit, which is just absolutely gorgeous. So like I ran to his site and got one of these when I saw it because I thought it was just perfect. So I'll do a separate thing at some point with that kit. But for right now, I want to use this Stargazing one because it is beautiful and gorgeous. So let's get these open and let's start making a necklace, a bracelet, a ring, and a pair of earrings. Because it is still February, and for the month of February, I've been doing a full set of jewelry with just about every video that I've done. I did do one-off video where I just did some bead weaving, but that takes a lot of time. So that was a separate one, all on its own. Anyway, so let's just go down the list what the contents are, and I'll get them out in my little organizer spaces, and then we can start working from this and making some things. Because the nice thing about the SilverSilk chain is that it does a lot of the work for you when you're making jewelry. It's just really beautiful, so you don't have to add a lot of stuff to that. But then we've got some really gorgeous gemstones too, so we're gonna do some fun stuff with this. This is the pearlesque chain that came in the kit. It's a ball chain with an overlay of a sparkly tinsel and then knitted fine gauge wire around that. So you get a lot of depth, a lot of sparkle, and a lot of dimensionality with the pearlesque chains. I really like them and I like working with them. All right, and then he gave us some end caps to go with them because you use the little end caps in order to attach a clasp or something to the ends of your SilverSilk. And there is one or two of the single strand end caps, and then two of the double end caps, so you could put both of those in there. And I'm going to use these in the earrings today. With that, I'm probably going to need to get, actually while I'm thinking about it, out an extra set of end caps so that I can have a set for the bracelet when I do that one. So I'm just pulling that out so I've got it handy and ready to go. And then we've got some lapis faceted rondelles. It's lapis lazuli, and they are gorgeous. They are just teeny tiny though. They are 2 by 3 millimeter, and they are sparkly and beautiful, and they are definitely getting used in this project. So I'm going to set those over there. And then we've got some fluorite top drilled pendant. That's this guy right here. Oop, where are you going? And it's a really delicate small pendant. And I'm dropping it all over the place. But I already have an idea of what I want to do with this one and some of those lapis to like make a focal for my necklace. So we'll get to that when we get to that. And then we have some lavender amethyst rondelles. These are 20 millimeter. They are huge and gorgeous. There are 6 of them. And then we've got some 5 millimeter iodite faceted rounds. I believe that's these guys right here. There's about 25 of these. It's a nice smoky stone. See, it's a bunch of gemstones. Just beautiful collection of them. All right, then we had some blue tiger's eye. This is, hold on, let's get this out of the bag because they're faceted there, but they're also tiger's eye. So you should be able to see like some depth in them. And I'm actually going to pull one of these guys out of this, and we're going to end up using that one. Let me find the one I want. Turn them all over. We'll have one of these used in a ring. So I'm setting that one aside just for that. Because I am doing like the full set. All right, and then we've got some labradorite chunks, and they are out of a bag already because I was looking at them. You can see that flash right there on the sides. These will probably be earrings. And then we've got some quartz faceted rondelles. Where are they? They're right here. These really bright, white, clear guys. They are clear quartz. They're beautiful. Because you gotta have the shimmering stars at night, right? If you're stargazing. And then we've got some rainbow fluorite faceted columns. I believe that's these guys right here. There are 8 of them. They are chunky and pretty. The colors of the cosmos. And then boulder opal crescent moons. Ugh, look at these. These are also going to be in the earrings. I have an idea for those as well. So these have a hole, I believe. Where's the hole on this guy? Wait, is there a hole? I could swear I saw a hole. Is that a drilled hole, or is it just a crack? All right. This might be too thick of wire. Let's try with some of this. It's totally fine if it doesn't have a hole, because I'm passable with wire wrapping. I can do a job. All right, I'm gonna be wire wrapping these guys. This one has a hole, but not the other one. That's fine, because I can wire wrap one of them. I can actually wire wrap both of them if I need to. It looks like they started drilling a hole, but it didn't go all the way through on this one. Very, very small hole. Hold on. Will the 22 gauge wire fit through there? Nope. All right, we're wire wrapping these guys. They're really cool looking. So yeah, it'll work. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. All right, so then we've got some dyed agate faceted drops. It's these 4 guys. And they have some blue and green on them. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. We will see how I feel about it when we get there. It's possible I might use them in the bracelet. It's possible I might not. But I also felt like bringing in a little more pink with this color palette because we've got such a nice pink in here. So I have these fire polish beads that were actually in the little bag of pink things that my friend Melanie sent me, and so I think they go really well with the rest of these. So I pulled that out of that bag so we can add to that. There were also some SilverSilk Silky's charms. Probably not going to use them for this project, but they're also nice to have. And then we've got some 8mm frosted cubes, and these are also rainbow fluorite. Let's see what colors I have. I've got green, some dark purples, a couple of blues. I'm just putting them in rainbow order now. A little bit, maybe. Like that. I think these might be part of my bracelet when I do that. So let's get those guys over there. And then these guys can be part of the necklace. All right. That'll be fun. All right, now I've got the SilverSilk chain. There's 3 feet of this. There's going to be enough for me to be able to do both necklace and bracelet and earrings with the SilverSilk. And the ring is just going to be, I'm not using the SilverSilk in it, but I will be using some of the things that came in this kit so it goes together. And I thought I would grab this dark blue craft wire. It's 22 gauge for doing some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing it with. And then I'm going to be stringing, the bracelet will be a double strand bracelet, and one of the strands will be on beading wire. It'll just be strung. So I've got some dark blue lapis here, and I think I want to have a little ring or something. So a little hammered set of some hammer looking rings in this sort of dark rhodium gunmetal color. I grabbed a couple of gunmetal color lobster clasps, and I've got some jump rings, so we should be all set. I think I've got everything that I want to be able to make things with. I grabbed some head pins. These are just stainless steel head pins in case I need them. And then for tools for the wire wrapping, I've got some round nose pliers, some chain nose pliers, and some flat nose pliers. I'm also going to be using the flat nose pliers when I am attaching my SilverSilk to this, because it is kind of the perfect plier for closing these up. I really like using them for that. And I've got some flush cutters for cutting things. So first things first, let's make our wire, our ring, and we can go down the list of the other things that we're going to be making. Oof. I think I want to cut off a pretty hefty amount of this because I want to do that same style of ring where we just take a chunky bead and we wrap the wire around it. So I'm just going to cut off about 24 inches of wire. I'm straightening this out off screen so that it doesn't hit the camera or get in the way or anything. Just letting you know what I was doing with it. And I've got it cut off. I'm going to put this guy on here. Now to form the ring, I'm just going to grab that lipstick tube. You can use a, mostly because I'm not sure where I put my ring mandrels, but you can use a ring mandrel or something that one of the rings that fits your fingers will fit onto and can slide off in order to shape a ring. I just want to find kind of the center of this wire right there. Okay. All right, and with this one, I do want the wire to go down, to bend it down. And then right here about At the same level, if you were to take like a line here up against there, that's where I want to bend this wire away, like that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. So that it sticks up like that. All right, let's do our wire wrapping. Just gonna pop this guy onto my lipstick tube. Like this. Hold these together. Yeah, perfect. All right. Bring this one up and all the way around. And this one on the other side of the stone, all the way around. This is going to be a very, very, very quick ring. I'm going to pull that around that way, pull that one around that way. We're just going to chase each other. One of you is going to go up. And then the other one is going to stay down like that. Hey. This is why I have to make sure that it will come off. There we go. And now I've got a couple of raw edges here. I'm going to cut them a little more flush and try to tuck them in without rubbing too much of my blue finish off, because I do not have tools that are dipped in tool magic. That is probably something that I should start doing if I'm real honest. But that's a whole project, you know, dipping your tools. Hold on, I'm trying to get the ends tucked. You know what? Our ends are going to go down. We're going to go down under here. Yeah. People aren't going to see you. There we go. And the same thing with this one up here. Just gonna go under. Just going under. There we go. Tucked away. And now I have a ring. All right, so first ring to go with the stargazing set, or first project. I'm gonna set that aside. And let's cut off enough for a bracelet first. Because there's 3 feet of this, so there's going to be enough for all 3 projects. I'm just going to use my flush cutter, and when I cut, I'm going to cut between the balls and the ball chain. And then clean off the little bits of, there's these little bits of wire that were attached to the other part of it, because this is knitted wire. All right. You know what? Actually, let's do the bracelet after we do the necklace, because I'm not sure which. I know I'm going to be using these guys up here for the bracelet, but I'm not sure which of the other ones I'm also going to be using for the bracelet when we do that. So let's wait a little bit on that. It's just nice to know that I've got it set aside. So we'll have that in a little bit. And now let's get the earrings made. And this is where I need to do a little bit of wire wrapping with my moons. All right. Now, just going to make sure that this 22 gauge wire will fit through the labradorite, and it does not. It absolutely does not. These holes are very small. Changing my design. All right. This is how this is going to go. I will use those for something else altogether. They are not going to be part of this. Yeah, no. All right. Still, I'm going to cut off about 7 inches of wire. I'm going to do one earring with y'all, and then I will do the second earring afterward. All right. Putting on this faceted drop. That's the dyed agate. We're putting on this sparkly guy, the one that I made a ring out of. And we've got this guy here. Actually, let's add some color or some sparkle right here. This one, and then this guy up here. All right. Now for this, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to bend this over, but I'm not going to do a loop. What I am going to do is I'm going to bend this up around my gemstone like this. I'm going to go around the wire and twist it up and around the next gemstone, then go around the wire and go up and around the next gemstone, around the wire, and then up and around this final gemstone. And then I'm going to wrap this up here 1, 2, 3 times. That seems about right. I don't know that I even needed to bend that, but it's okay that it's bent because we're going to be doing some other stuff with that in a minute. But now I've got myself a nice little drop with some decorative wire element to it. And now I am going to, if that's facing the front of it, I'm going to bend this to the side right up there at the top. Straighten this out just a little. Doesn't need to be totally straight. That's fine. Just like that. And I'm just measuring the pipe chain because the pipe chain will go in a little loop around it. All right, that is going to be the right amount of pipe chain for that. And because I want them to be the same size, I'm going to go ahead and measure my second length of pipe chain for my second earring, even though I'm not making it with you right now. When I do get around to that second one, I would like them to match. All right, so that is getting set aside. So are these guys. Now I'm going to put my pipe chain into this two section connector. And all I'm doing right here is I am spreading open this connector a little bit because sometimes the opening can be a little bit small for us. And it just makes it so much easier to have it be wide open when we shove our pipe chain into the gaping maw. You want the maw to be gaping. All right, and this will be the front. Yeah. Gaping maw, shove it all the way in. Now I'm going to grab my flat nose pliers. You guys can see that's in there. I'm going to give it a squeeze. Oop, that is not all the way in there. See, that's why you tug on it a little bit when you're done, is to make sure that it's actually in there. So that means that I am going to open it again. And to open it, I'm just sticking my chain nose pliers in there and spreading it a little bit using my mighty fists of steel. All right, so we're back in. Let's get this closed. All right. Just giving it a real good squeeze. This one does not like it. I think this ball might have gotten a little crushed or something, maybe in the manufacturing. Oh, there isn't a ball. There's like half a ball there. All right. Well. Oop. Is that still going to be long enough? That is the question. Yes. Okay. Let's open this up again. Because, yeah, the end of the chain nose pliers fits right in there, in that little hole. I might have squeezed it really, really good. There we go. That is opener. Like, that end is not having a problem. It was this other end that was. I just want it to go back. As long as I've got like 2 of the little balls in there, then it's going to be good. All right. There we go. And now you could just leave it like that and have an earring and be just fine. But we're fancying it up just a little bit. I'm going to put this guy right in here. So I've got this wire going over here to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke it through the wire mesh that surrounds that ball chain right there, right up there at the top on one side. I'm going to pinch both my drop and the capture chain. I'm just going to draw this around all of these. like that. And tuck this guy in. Okay. There you go. And now I have an earring. Well, once I put an ear wire on there anyway, but that's where I would attach it if I had one. Let's make some ear wires real quick. And you know what? I'm not gonna do that right now. I am busy making jewelry. We made a ring. We made some earrings. Let's make a necklace. All right, now, like I said, the fun thing about the SilverSilk is like the chain does all the work for you. So I'm going to be doing a little focal in the middle of this chain, and then doing a little bit of wire wrapping to do some loops with some of these other beads along the bottom of this, and then it's going to be done. So my focal for this is going to be really fun, I think. I'm going to unwind just a whole bunch of more of this blue. It's 22 gauge wire. It's lots of fun. It's this really beautiful color. But I'm going to unwind about 15 inches, something like that. All right. Now, I'm going to stick my drop on here. And I did check that these would all fit on here before I started this. All right, and then I'm gonna bend this drop up here, right here, about partway through. Right here in the middle, I'm gonna bend this one back. And then we're just gonna make a little coat hanger looking guy by bending this guy on the other side up at an angle. So he crosses over there, like that. I'm just gonna do one loop around this central wire with this wire. And I want it pointing down away from there, because now I'm going to start packing these beads on this wire. And these are the lapis beads that were in there. Just going to fill up this wire with a whole bunch of these beads. Have them scooch down there so that they go around my central bead. Move that guy out of the way. This will be a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to see if this is enough beads to go from the top to the bottom, back up again. I think I might be 1, maybe 2 beads short. Let's pop 2 on here, see how that fits. It doesn't need to be close to that central bead. In fact, I kind of like there being a little bit of space there. I love it. I love it. All right. Here we go. Yeah. I'm going to just wrap this down around this part. And then back up again, maybe. Let's get a nice little messy wrap going. There we go. Like that. Try to get these guys a little more even. There we go. And now let's add this right onto here. Nope. One of these guys. And then this guy. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I want to find the center of my chain because this is going to be exactly enough chain to be able to make a necklace with. What I've got left after I cut off enough for my earrings and my bracelet. So I'm going to want to have this wrapped around there. Maybe this one. Okay. Right there in the middle. Right there in the middle of the pipe chain. Right there in the middle of the pipe chain. All right. Oof. I'm going to wrap down around this focal. I mean, I could just call it done and do my bracelet. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm feeling, really feeling it, that this is gonna just be it. Like, I don't want it to be too much, you know? Sometimes just what you've got is just enough. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I'm here for this. I love it just like that. I mean, sometimes simple is best, I think. I mean, I've got my fancy earring. And I've got my simple ring. So let's do a bracelet because the bracelet will be a little fancier. It'll be a little fancier. So let me get the single strand end caps on each end of this strand on my bracelet, because that will tell me how long to string the other end of my bracelet. All right, let's get these guys in here. Shove that in. It's just not holding it. I think. With that extra layer on the pearlesque chain, sometimes it just takes a little bit of extra to get these to clamp down, because I've had them slip out before, the pearlesque chain. It's because it's not just a layer of wire around the ball chain, you've also got that layer of tinsel. Okay, that's in there good. And there's a little mark on here, so if you want to make sure that they're facing the same way, then make sure you've got the mark facing up. On the other side, let's open this up a little bit wider, like that. Okay. Here we go. It's been a long day. I don't want to do extra stuff on this. And like I had some extra stuff planned, I was going to do little loops of wire with some beads on it, which would be really pretty and intricate. And I need simple. I mean, it was intricate enough just doing the wire wrapping to make my focal, which I'm in love with, by the way. I am really pleased with myself about this. Like, just letting you know. Like, I had an idea in my head and I made it happen. All right. So now that we've got that on there, we're going to have one end attached to this ring. The ring is also I'm going to want that also facing up with the SilverSilk symbol. There we go. Yeah, the ring will also be what we're attaching the other end, the other strand of my 2-strand bracelet to. When we get there, all right. And then, oh, I think I'll need a little ring over here too. I don't have any other rings in that color, I don't think. No closed loops or anything. It'll be fine. I'll figure that out when we get to that end. All right, I don't feel like figuring that out right now. It's been a long day, guys. All right. Also, since the necklace is finished, I'm gonna put these on here. That way I won't forget to do them for the end of the night, since we're attaching these guys to things. Okay. That's good, and that's got the SilverSilk symbol. This one's got the SilverSilk symbol facing up. All right. I mean, you don't have to have them facing that way. It just looks nicer when they do. All right. Those guys are in there. Let's get a jump ring and other things attached. And then that one will be finished. Like I said, the SilverSilk does like so much work for you. Makes it so easy sometimes. So easy and fast to make things. All right. Necklace. I've got, actually, I guess they can both connect to the same. Couple jump rings, yeah. Yeah, let's do it that way. Alright, so this could be a very simple single strand bracelet if I wanted it to. But I'm going to add another strand and it will have some gemstones. We'll have some of these guys in it. How about some of these guys? Actually, no. Let's go for these guys. 1, 2. Just because I'm using this stone in several of these others. All right, I'm gonna start stringing it, and we're gonna see how long that gets us. I'm not snipping it off until after I've decided that that's how I want it strung, just because it's gonna save me from having to go find amongst my ginormous pile of bead stops. Let's take a look at this. These guys so far, I like them. Oh, you know what, buddy? You're supposed to be sandwiching that guy. Yep. let's see how we go. Oh, I need several more beads. All right. I'm just checking the length by adding more of these. I can add them if I add that to this side. And then I would also need to etch that side, but I think I'm going to need to add a couple more of these on here. Which isn't a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It just means that it's going to kind of ruin my little rainbow that I had going. I will live with it. It will be fine. Ooh, and I am also missing an extra one of those guys. So what if we just had an extra one of these on that end? Let me check my wrist length. You know what? I'm gonna make this guy shorter because I can do that. I can absolutely do that. I'm gonna pull him out of here. Because this already, with this length, it's pretty loose on my wrist. So I have room to maneuver for that. And this probably be exactly long enough. And we've got this extra ring there for some space. Okay, yes, no, it's perfect. Let me get this undone over here on this side, if I can. Just gonna pry it open if I can. There we go. Widen that. All right, and I will shorten this after I get this on here. So we're gonna do this one first. I have my crimps. I need crimps. Got some of these guys, and then I'm going to use my magical crimper to do the crimping. I apologize for the low energy make today. It has been a very, very long day. And I just wanted to get this made because I had this idea in my head, and if I don't make it, then maybe I won't ever make it. So we're gonna get it done. All right, I love it with the crystal rondelles between each of them. It's really doing it for me. I love it. Okay, so I put my crimp bead on my beading wire. I bend my beading wire back around into my crimp bead. After I put it through this is a closed jump ring. I'm just using it so that I have something to attach with the open jump ring too. And there we go. I'm gonna take my magical crimper, and there's nothing magic about it. It just has this concavity on the inside that rounds the crimp instead of folding it or instead of smushing it. it does smush the edges, which is why you have to open it and then rotate. Open it and then rotate, close, open, rotate, close around it so that you can smush it from different angles. Because when you smush it from the different angles, it smooths out those smushed edges and turns it into a nice rounded bead. So you don't even need to use a crimp cover. It's wonderful and I love it. It's my favorite way to crimp. It's super effective. And I love that all these gemstones have holes that will fit both of these strands, so I can just scooch this right up here. And I don't have to cut my wire. Awesome. All right, so now the other end, I'm going to need enough wire for crimping, which means about 2 or 3 inches over there on that end. I'm going to pop that last quartz bead right there. Put my magical crimper on, or my 2x2 crimp tube. The magical crimper, this size only works with 2x2 crimp tubes, so that's why I like to use those. Right, and then I'm going to bend it back around and feed that wire through a few of those beads for funsies. Or not. There it is. All right, hold on. My crimp is too close to the loop, so I can't get it to scooch down where it needs to go. All right, that's gonna be good enough for me right there. All right, and I'm just doing the same thing I did the other one, just a little bit faster because I would like to finish my project for tonight so I can get this uploaded and relax for the rest of the evening. Because although this is very relaxing for me, I get a lot out of this. All right. Now. Oh, hold on. Did I make it too long now? It's because I added the crimps, isn't it? Oh, wait, no, because that adds length. Okay, so I actually don't have to shorten it now. Is that what I'm seeing? I am happy with that. All right, I'm putting these guys back in here. Oop, I gotta spread this out a little bit more. It is not wide enough. All right. Go. All the way in there, buddy. What an adventure. pulled apart this jump ring here, so I'm just gonna open that up and connect this end of this and this end of this to the same jump ring. Beautiful. And then this jump ring to this ring over here. And then I'm going to make some drops to dangle from this this little ring here. Let's make some little dangly droppies with some head pins, and then we'll be done. You're okay. All right. Okay. Bracelet. That is gonna fit. All right, let's put some dangles on here. Let's use a couple of these guys, a couple of these guys, and a couple of these guys. How many dangles should I do? Let's do 3 dangles. Yeah, let's do 3 dangles. And head pins. And you know what I found out is that I really enjoy making little dangles and drops when I use these guys, the one-step loopers. It makes them so easy. I'm telling you, so easy. All right, I'm gonna do a medium guy first, and then our fat guy, and then a little bead like this for my dangle. And I'm going to stick this into the one-step looper, but not too close, because I do not want to break my beautiful gemstones when we make our loop. And it didn't quite make the loop all the way because it's really, really not the best. It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. Because I can make a little drop. This, I can fix that loop, and I can do it a second time with the one-step looper better. All right, let's try it again. Because, like, it's been a few days. You know, I was doing it like every day last week. I haven't used it since that last video, so. Whoop. I'll find that later. Right, here we go. It's possible that Joey was saying she holds it to the side so that gravity helps hold the beads in the right place. And I don't know why it's slipping out of there. The loop is, it's the wire. You know what it probably is? It's because these head pins are probably like 21 gauge head pins, and this works better on thicker wire or stronger wire. But these head pins are just they're gonna work for my purposes, which is to have a few dangles from the end of this. So one more dangle, and I think for this one I'm just gonna go ahead and go with, since these head pins aren't so great with the one-step looper, I'm gonna set it aside, use these other tools. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. From the bottom there, I'm just gonna bend this over and then measure up the side of my finger right there. Cut that off. And then roll this up with my round nose pliers. And that made a loop. All right, I'm gonna open up this loop. Gonna make sure I don't have any gemstones in my pliers first. And then I'm gonna open up my loop. And I'm going to close that loop on here for that first dangle. I'm gonna take my second dangle, open up that loop, and attach it to this first loop, not to the ring that the first one is attached to. And then I'm going to open up this dangle, my pliers, and attach it to that second dangle, the loop on that second dangle that I attached. So there's only one dangle attached directly to the loop, the circle, and the rest of them are just attached to each other. There we go, like that. Like that. A bracelet to go with our necklace, to go with our earrings. Pretend there's an ear wire on this. To go with our ring. And I have made another full set. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I hope you had a better Tuesday than I did. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.